Seisaki Blue Futon in another movie where you're like, do I put this on the digital, like Netflix, or do I put this like out on an in theater? This one I'm putting on an in theater, and with that, I probably should have turned this setup around and show my TV and the movie memoir stuff, but hey, I got lazy. This one is the true history of the Kelly gang. I do not have the movie up in front of me. I just had to make sure I get the title right, but true history of the Kelly gang. I think that's what it's called. So let's go watch this movie because I know nothing about Mr. Ned Kelly. So true history of the Kelly gang talks about Ned Kelly from when he was young to when he dies. It seems like he died very young just because of the timeline of this movie, which I'm not 100% sure. But this movie talks about Ned Kelly, his gang, how his gang wore dresses, and what Ned Kelly actually went through in his past as a boy, as a man, and in his final days of death. But anyway, this movie stars George MacKay, Russell Crowe, Nicholas Hoult, Elias Davis, and Charles Hunnam about this story. Did I like this movie? Not really. To me, I don't know what I was actually watching. I think that was the biggest issue. I knew when Ned Kelly was a boy and what happened to his mother and Charlie Hunnam's character and what happened to his father and everything happening there. And then Russell Crowe comes along and what his mother did with Russell Crowe and Ned Kelly when he was a boy. And then Ned Kelly doing something to go to jail for quite some time. And then him trying to get back with his family and making this gang happen. This movie, I'm pretty sure people are going to say it's a lot more style over substance, but the issue is there really wasn't any substance really as well. There was style. I'll give you one thing. There are really, really cool scenes of people riding off horseback. There's an aerial view of like a huge spotlight, and it looks extremely gorgeous. The dead trees in this movie, I don't know if they're actually dead, but just the cinematography of doing the lenses of going through the trees was really cool. The final shootout is actually very interesting with these flash, like these strobe lights and these people, the police cops in these like really bright white outfits. It looks really cool, but a movie can look cool and the great cinematography and great look of the film, but it's just too freaking weird. There's a lot of sexual innuendos in this movie that you're just really confused. Like, okay, is Ned Kelly gay? Is he straight? Is he bi? Just weird elements they put there as well as Nick's Hoult character of like randomly they'll just be sitting on the couch naked together and you're like, well, what's this have to do with the plot? Or I know they're in the whorehouse and he's a cop, but there's a lot of different vibes of what they're trying to do with Ned Kelly and the characters in this movie, which it doesn't bother me. But just tell me why we're doing these undertones of like, okay, is Ned Kelly gay? I don't care. But then why are you doing that undertone of him and his best friend on a train, and all of a sudden you're going to him liking this girl with a child, then you're going to them two just sitting completely naked on a couch, and looking at each other like they're gonna make out. It's like the tone to this movie of like just that weird innuendo of who Ned Kelly really is didn't make sense and it confused the viewer of what his goals were, because you don't really find out his goals until the last like 20 minutes of the movie, and you're really confused with the goals because it looks like Ned Kelly just went completely crazy because when he's talking to an English teacher, like something happened mentally. It feels like his mental breakdown went completely haywire because the whole point of them wearing dresses is like you're not going to see a bunch of dudes wearing dresses. Like people are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? And that's very true. So if they're trying to do the what the fuck method with this movie of like what is going on, they succeeded. But as a story, how it's constructed, it really doesn't work. Yeah, the first, when he was a boy, that's the best part of the movie because you're trying to understand what Ned Kelly grew up to be. But when you actually get to Ned Kelly as a man, you're really confused with what the director's trying to portray and what he's actually trying to do. Overall, like I said, this movie looks great. It's a very interesting movie, but I can't recommend this because I just don't know what I was actually watching and what true history this was, because I don't know how true of a history this is. This seems completely not true because I've looked at pictures of Ned Kelly, and Ned Kelly has a bushy beard. In this movie, there's no beard whatsoever. So I don't know how true this actually is with the storyline of Ned Kelly and his past, present, in his dead future. I mean, he died of a hanging. But anyway, True History of Ned Kelly. Watch if you want to watch something interesting and different. But it's really different, really weird undertones, and just weird choices, weird Ned Kelly choices of what he does to this movie that I just don't understand. So anyway, the True History of Ned Kelly will receive a 1.5 out of 5 with Futon is at 30%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have the critics a 78% with 147 of them, and the audience score of 43% with 109. Here's critic consensus. Sorry for the ambulances out there if you could hear it. Its unusual approach won't be for all viewers, but True History of the Kelly Gang takes distinctively postmodern look at Australia's past. I have to agree actually with that consensus, even though it's kind of more on the positive side. I could maybe give it a 40%, but I just watched it last night and there's not a lot for me to recommend with this movie because I really don't know what I was watching. So anyway, do you agree with the 30, the 43, and the 78? Chase out of the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One other thing is Futon, Topi, Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And I'm speeding this up because it feels like the sound's getting closer. If you don't hear it, I'm sorry. I'm just freaking out for no reason because I'm a wanted man. So run.